People operate in a dual processing way. They're either on the offensive or on the defensive. In strategy in life, it's always better to be on the defensive because you're able to anticipate the enemy's attack. And what I mean by defensive is like a spider putting its web and waiting for the opponent to come to them. Rather than you hunting, you create a situation where you just wait. Not defensive, emotionally defensive. Because I know there's always people trying to correct what I say wrong in these videos. So yeah, that's what I mean by defensive, not emotionally reactive. It's better to let them come to you pretty much because there's just so many more advantages. When you make the first move, too many things could go wrong, right? And usually when you're making the first move, you're making the first move out of impatience. Most likely they're doing something to trigger your impatience. Humans are naturally impatient, and usually nothing well ever happens when you're impatient. So not making the first move and letting them come to you will always be to your advantage. But then even more powerful when you begin to push them away, when you begin to show doubt as to whether or not you want them, more powerful things tends to happen because now you're being the obstacle and you're being the reward, and it's a mixed signal that trips people. When you're on the offensive all the time, you pretty much risk pushing people away. You risk ruining your reputation. You risk embarrassing yourself in front of people, and you there's just too many risks, especially if you're a guy, right? And you risk losing control of your behavior when you're on the offensive, right? Especially when you have a deep desire, your dopamine system will release so much dopamine that it'll increase your aggression and make you myopic, make you look into only one direction. On the defensive, on the other hand, you're being backed into corners, which becomes a bad habit, right? When you're always on the defensive. The third option that I want to present to you guys is the Napoleonic way, right? Which is about counterattacking. And this is why you push people away, okay? There's so many powerful benefits being the one that says not now, being the one that puts up the obstacle, because 5 amazing things happen. One, the reason why it's better to counterattack is a few reasons, right? First of all, once somebody aggressively attacks you, you understand their intentions. And attacking in this case means making a move, right? This is from The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's a really good book, right? But getting them to attack, you understand their intentions. So, for example, if you want to find out whether or not somebody wants a relationship, just act as though you don't want a relationship. If they want a relationship, they're going to react to you not wanting one with insecurity. And they'll try to convince you to get into a relationship. If you're the one that's hesitant as to whether or not you should see each other, what they're gonna do, because you're the one that's hesitant, because you're the one that's like, I don't know about this, they pretty much reveal their intentions. But when you're the one aggressively telling people what you want, you put yourself in too many positions that you could lose. It's much better to, if they want a relationship, quickly slow them down, right? Because when you slow it down, you're able to find out what are their true intentions. Second, avoiding the attack leaves the aggressor weak for a counter move. So they open up emotionally. They tell you what you want, what they want. And in that moment where they're waiting for your response, they feel uncontrollable emotions because they're hoping that you're going to say yes. And that is a form of weakening them, weakening their will, because they're in a state of anticipation. And in that moment, you're pretty prone to feel almost any emotion. You're very vulnerable to feeling a wide range of emotions, right? And that's how you weaken them. When they're waiting for your response, when they're hoping that you'll like them back, you by naturally you're more able to influence them, if that makes any sense. The next thing is that you become a temptation, okay? Something about temptation is that we're all being tempted in life, in every area of life. We're all being tempted to leave our jobs, to pursue that new guy, that new girl, to pursue that new dream, to move to another country, to become travelers. But most of us resist. And it becomes, it's difficult to remain virtuous and to be good and to be consistent, right? And what you have to understand is that everyone has that resistance, right? And what people want is not to be tempted. What people want is to give in to temptation and to release that tension. And so what you're going to be doing is creating that tension and releasing it, right? So your task is to create a temptation. And a temptation that is focused on their weaknesses, right? So you first do that by being the one that's more hesitant about this whole situation, being open to it, but having some doubt. People are more forgiving when you about your doubts, especially about them in the beginning. And what that tends to happen is that when they sense that you're kind of doubting whether or not you should be with them, what tends to happen is that they don't just say, okay, bye. They actually start putting more effort. It's the most backward thing. So you don't have to say, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. You can also say, maybe you're difficult in the beginning, right? Maybe you're difficult in the beginning. Maybe you're harder to reach in the beginning, right? Maybe you're a little bit cold in the beginning. What they'll want then, they'll take it as a challenge to warm you up, right? They become more aggressive, more charming, more romantic when you're the one that hints that I like you, but I don't know, I don't know. I'm busy with work. I just got out of this relationship. I don't know. I got to heal. That bullshit. Oh, I don't know. If you hesitate just a slight bit, rather than accepting everything they give you, be a little bit hesitant, they get more aggressive. You just start chasing more and you become a temptation. The next thing is that you get more power in general, right? Because power is all about getting people to react to your moves, right? And keep them on the defensive. This also means making men and women come to you in terms of wanting a relationship. Being the one, like I said, that's more hesitant. The stress and the fear of being rejected weakens them on the way to you, right? The thoughts, the overthinking, oh my God, hopefully she does like me back. Ah man, I'm gonna ask her today. I'm gonna send that text. Oh man, I hope she doesn't reject me. Oh man, that overthinking, that overanalyzing is all to your advantage because they know you're a little bit hesitant. It's not that you don't want it, but you're more hesitant. So when they ask for more, that just naturally puts them in a state of, okay, I like you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That just puts them in a state that says, hey man, you know what? I hope that you like me back. It's almost like giving an offering and hoping that they accept. That hope, that tension, that moment where the critical pendulum of time stops, them waiting for your response. In my opinion, it's a sign to them how much they like you. But in order for them to feel that, you have to give them sense that you're a little bit hesitant about this. A lot of you guys are so damn emotional, which is normal, that this strategy that I am teaching you is like a freaking nightmare because you don't want to do that. Just be a little bit hesitant. Be a little bit more doubtful. Have some doubt in your mind and slightly express it. That thing will always push them towards you. It's just human nature, people. The stress and the fear of being rejected weakens them on the way to you, right? But when you completely validate it and they're asking for more and they're relaxed, their heart is not pumping, they're not having a heart attack, it's simply because you already gave them the answer. Mix it up, send mixed signals, show them that you want it, but sometimes you are a little bit hesitant. Or you might move out of the country. You might take a job that's a few cities away. Always make them have that slight doubt. And for example, it's almost like when I was gonna move, there was this one girl who didn't want me to move, right? And because I was gonna move, what she did was she would try to convince me not to move. That's an example, right? Where I'm leaving and she's trying her best to stop me, right? Obviously, I was moving, right? But it's almost like a preemptive breakup also where you break up with them. This is toxic, where you break up with them and you get them to come back to you and ask you to come back. That's evil shit, people. Going straight to hell if you do that type of stuff. And then the next thing is that you get more clarity, right? When you take a stand in one direction, it forces people to reveal their stand. It's like when you check in poker, you say check, you show your cards. Now they're forced to show their cards. The difference is that you're not showing the right card. You're slipping another card, making them think it's one card when in reality it's not the real card. And you're doing that so that you could find out what they really want without revealing your cards. And I know it sounds, it's not fair. I get it, right? Because they're being, but it's like people watch this to gain an advantage, people. Okay, dating is all about the advantage. It's a cruel world. It's not me being negative, but too many people out there are too narcissistic. Too many people out there just want your attention. They just want your validation and want nothing to do with you. Those types of people leave you empty if you keep encountering too many of them. And when you reveal your true intentions to these types of people, that just play with you, play with your heart. They give no fucks about you. So there is literally nothing wrong with being a little bit hesitant and saying, I don't know yet. I don't know if I trust you or not. There really is nothing wrong with that. It actually makes them want to, you're putting hoops in front of them, and it makes them want to jump those hoops. It makes them want to get your validation. It makes them to want you to like them back more. And it's actually a very powerful strategy. It feels weird when you like the person, but just remember, every time you like someone, that every time you didn't like someone, you told them this, and what happened? What happened? Do you think they said, oh, no, they started chasing more. They got more aggressive. They said, oh, you don't like me? Okay, I'm going to show you what I got. I'm going to show you how charming I am. I'm going to show you this or that. And they take it as a front and as a challenge. And that's what you're doing by pushing them away. It's something that a lot of you guys will be afraid to apply. But again, I always tell people, just remember the people you didn't like and rejected. Notice how they behaved. And you got to realize that the people that you like have almost the same psychological makeup as people who you don't like. And what you have to do is see them from the eyes of somebody who doesn't want them. And you'll notice that it just reveals what they're feeling inside. Like when you reject someone, or when you subtly push people away, it offends them. They get emotional, they get hurt, and if you're able to hurt them, then you're able to validate them, and so they're gonna start liking you by you doing that. People like temptations, man. People want what they can't have, and especially if there's someone that gets everything they want, you being difficult to attain, you become that temptation that causes people to feel more alive, right? Especially if you're someone that always gets what they want. Finding someone who is not that easy makes them feel alive. It makes them feel that aggressive energy. It motivates them. It wakes them up from their slumber. All right. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one private, or how young people do, private phone call, right? Where it's not publicized, click on the description down below where it says work with me one-on-one. Or if you guys want to ask me a question, much more affordable, ask me a question anonymously and just change some stuff up. There I answer these types of questions on YouTube, and most people will never know it's you because, one, it's anonymous. Two, everyone changes things up. You call yourself Melissa in the email, and in reality your name is Tyrone. All right, so it's no big deal. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.